Good evening, everybody. It is the eve of a full moon, and I thought that it was a good time to tell you a story, a true story of what happened to me and how I came to this work, because I didn't, in many ways, choose to do the work that I do, which is psychic mediumship, healing, working with ghosts, and a number of other things. It kind of chose me. And today I'm going to let you know how. So, I'm going to give you one experience. I knew actually from a young age that I would get into this work, probably from maybe around the age of 9 or 10. I just had it in a knowing that's exactly what I was going to do. But it wasn't till my 20s, which was quite a long time ago. Yeah, anyway. So about 20 plus years ago and the rest, I had an experience that was deeply profound and really interesting, and I want to share that with you. So I was living in a South Wellington suburb, and I was flatting at the time, teaching at the local art school. I think I was teaching, or maybe I was a student. No, I think I was teaching at that point, and also working in a local retail outlet. And I moved into a flat and everything was fine. I had lived in this flat before, and then we brought in a new flatmate, and it was a younger woman like myself from a small town in the North Island. And this town that she came from had its fair share of troubles. Now, I'm not going to name the town, or I'm not going to disclose who it was for privacy of the people. But she moved in, and we really got on. We really got on well. So everything at first seemed pretty normal. There was no problems until one night I was lying in my bed, and in the middle of the night, I was just lying there asleep, as you do when you're in a bed, obviously. And all of a sudden, I was woken up with my bed shaking, okay? And quite a profound shake, like boom, 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 boom. So right, vision this. I'm lying back in bed and I'm fast asleep, and all of a sudden, I'm being woken up. Oh my gosh, my bed's shaking. There's no one here. Are we having an earthquake? Is it an earthquake? Jumped up, thought it was an earthquake. Went back to bed, and then again got woken up again. Boom, 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 boom. Shake. Jumped up. I went and checked with flatmates. Was that an earthquake? There were no reports the next day. There were no earthquakes. Nothing like that. So went to bed again, and again, boom, 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 boom. Now, while this was happening, while the shaking was happening, I felt this really intense feeling, like someone was right up to my face, and staring really, really closely, like this. But I didn't get like a bad feeling. I just got a feeling like, help, kind of vibe, right close up to my face. And I would be like, so I really sensed a presence that was there, as well as my bed was shaking at the same time. I'm like, oh my God, you got no idea what it feels like, I've never had to take drugs because it's a buzz. But anyway, jokes aside, at the same time, what would be happening, I'll just adjust my cushion here. At the same time, I felt like, don't be disturbed by this, but I felt like I had a crawling sensations all over my body. And this was, I feel, telling me that the person had passed. It was like a symbol. That's what it spoke to me. So when this was happening, I would just have this really strong urge, the strongest urge that you've had, a really strong urge to get up out of my bed 2 o'clock in the morning or wherever it was that I was getting woken up. And I knew I had to go and see this flatmate. So I'd walk down the hallway, knock on her door, and then she'd open the door high, and I'd like, I don't know why, but I just feel like I had to come. I said, my bed's shaking again. She's like, oh yeah. She says, yeah, that happens in the small town that I've come from. She says, it's, the stories of kehua, which are ghosts in Māori, she told me so many, it was pretty crazy. So it was normal for her. So I was like, so my bed's shaking and I have no idea, but I have this insane feeling I have to come and talk to you and I don't know why. And she'd go, you're not the first person. She says, you're not the first person. And I've been told before that I know something and I have to, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what I know. There is something with me probably, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. And so then I'd go, well, should we have a cigarette? Because we smoked in those days. And she's like, yeah, come on, let's go and have some smoke. So we would sit out in the backyard and we'd get out our guitars and play and sing and smoke for a couple of hours or whatever, go back to bed. So this happened after a couple of weeks. It was really getting to me. One night I was lying there and just about asleep, and all of a sudden I saw a ghost come flying through my wall. My eyes were closed, but when you have a vision to be able to see, you can see with your eyes closed. So this ghost came flying through the wall, and I heard it and I felt it all like in one sense. And I could see what this ghost looked like. And when I said to her in the morning, look, this particular ghost come flying through my wall, and it like had kind of like singed hair, and the face was just the wrong color. And she says, that'll be one of my someone I know, and they actually passed by. It's a bit gruesome, I apologise, but they actually passed by climbing up. They got electrocuted. She says that's probably who you saw. So there were people there that wasn't the actual ghost that was shaking the bed, but this was one that was trying to help. So I, at the time, and I have a family member who was also doing psychic training, so I phoned her teacher and I says, please help, my bed has been shaken night after night, I don't know what to do. And it was explained to me that there are people who ghosts can see and know that you can sense them. So from where they are on their side, which is a slightly different dimension to ours, they see everything like us, maybe just slightly different. It's just a slightly different dimension. So they can see from their dimension the people that will be able to sense them, that can see them. There's something to you. And in later years, when I was doing a lot of a sort of indigenous training, I used to get called the ghost magnet or the ghost buster, but I actually prefer ghost whisperer, and I'll tell you why. So the teacher that I contacted said that it was a family, a whānau affair, which means family for my overseas viewers, and that she couldn't really penetrate what it was, and it was up to the family to work it out. So anyway, I lost so much weight while I was living there, because it was going on for a couple of months, because I couldn't sleep. I felt stressed and I had to move out of the flat. Now this is the really interesting part. If you can hear slurping noises, it's my dog drinking water. So I love animals. They always do the funniest things just at the perfect time, don't they? Yeah. So getting back to the story, I moved out of this house because of this, and then it was from there on, and I knew that I had to train because this was not my only ghost experience. I had had umpteen, and I knew that I had to train so that I could learn to assist these ghosts in what they needed. So in essence, they chose me. I never chose to work with ghosts. They chose me. And I've got some really interesting other ghost stories as well. But getting back to this particular one, what happened was I moved out and I lost contact with the girl, even though we really got on. But I got on the bus one day and I saw her and I says, hey, I says, what happened? Did you ever get down to why this presence was with you? And she goes, yeah, I did. And I says, well, what was it? And she said, well, and this is a sad story, as you know, there are sad stories. She said that she knew a young girl who had committed suicide, and her family were in deep shock. Her mother and her father, she was a younger girl, maybe 14, 15, and her mother and father didn't know why she'd committed suicide. They were at a complete loss and they were really distressed because of it, and nobody in her family knew why she had done this and taken her life, and they were so confused. And she had a diary, and in her diary it had written day by day about how she had had a boyfriend who had been really cruel to her, and how she was suffering some mental health issues because of it. And she ended up feeling so trapped, I guess, that she took her own life. And my flatmate was the only person who knew where she had hid her diary. So in the diary it explained everything for the family, for the whānau to read. So basically, like, you know, people are afraid of ghosts, and when, like, the title of this will be, you know, the ghost that shook my bed, and that's like really, really scary. It's like, oh my god, a ghost that shook someone's bed, that's really, really scary. But do you know, in reality, ghost work is actually about caring for humans. It's about caring. It's like caring for people that have passed, because sometimes they need to get a message before they can fully be at peace. Sometimes they do need to pass a message on. And that's what I've experienced time and time again. So really what has helped me with my ghost work, and it's been quite a long process to unravel the fear, because as we're taught to be afraid of ghosts. I mean, what kid is not afraid of a ghost? Like, you know, it's like, and most adults are afraid of ghosts as well. And when I've told people that I'm a ghost magnet, they're like, oh, yeah, oh my God, you know. And yeah, I was not really that pleased about it, but I found over the years that working with ghosts is like counselling a normal human being. And so many times you just help that person to make that breakthrough that they need so that they can leave, and there's certain ways to assist them and help them to leave. And you call on guides and ancestors and different beings that can help assist as well. Of course, that's exactly what you do, really, because my role really is just a facilitator to help the whole process. So I hope you enjoyed my ghosty story, and I have many more to come. Okay, people, you have a good night. Bye-bye.